Get ready for a groundbreaking change in the retail landscape during the second half of 2023, as major retail chains in the U.S. are anticipated to shutter more than 2,100 stores. This adds to the already staggering numbers of closures we've witnessed in recent months, and it's sending shockwaves throughout the entire industry. From renowned giants like Walmart and Target to beloved clothing brands such as Foot Locker, the retail sector finds itself at a critical junction, grappling with a multitude of challenges, including struggling physical stores, mounting debt, and operational obstacles. This distressing trend is a difficult result of evolving consumer habits, surging inflation rates, and a failure to meet the demands of modern shoppers. In this video, we have compiled a list of 9 major retail chains teetering on the brink of collapse. Is your favorite go-to store on the watch list? Stay tuned to find out. Number 9. Target. One of the retail industry's most influential giants is facing an immense challenge as it announces the closure of 4 stores in 3 bustling metro areas. In Washington, D.C., 2 beloved locations will soon bid farewell to their loyal customers. Additionally, Target's hometown of Minneapolis, as well as Philadelphia, will also experience the closure of 1 store each. John Mulligan, the company's COO, has shed light on the reasons behind these struggles. A combination of shifting consumer behaviors, nightmarish supply chain issues, and the relentless impact of rising inflation has contributed to this predicament. Furthermore, exorbitant shipping costs, widespread markdowns, and a significant decrease in inventory have further compounded the situation. This convergence of retail stress has pushed Target into unfamiliar territory, and the path to recovery remains uncertain. Number 8. Foot Locker. The popular Champs sports outlet is bracing for significant changes ahead. Recently, the company made a significant announcement outlining their plan to shut down a total of 420 stores located in shopping malls by 2026, with 125 of them facing imminent and immediate closure. In an attempt to revive their struggling business, Foot Locker is undergoing a comprehensive reset plan. However, the financial situation of the company has become so dire that some of their stores don't have any viable solutions in sight. This is undoubtedly a heavy blow for Foot Locker, and the repercussions are felt throughout the company and beyond. Even Jeff Kreshik, a senior vice president at Federal Realty, which owns retail properties, expressed his sadness about yet another staple of malls disappearing. If Foot Locker's reset plan is executed as intended, their real estate presence will shrink by a remarkable 10% by 2026. This means that out of their current total of 2,800 stores, only about 2,400 will remain operational, marking a substantial reduction. Number 7. Gap Incorporated. Gap Incorporated, the powerhouse behind beloved brands like Gap, Banana Republic, Old Navy, and Athleta, is about to deliver a blow to the fashion scene. In the face of a challenging retail environment, Gap has taken a hit from evolving consumer preferences and the rapid growth of fast fashion competitors. Unfortunately, they have just announced a distressing plan to close a staggering 350 Gap and Banana Republic stores across North America by the end of 2023. This news is sure to disappoint loyal fans of these iconic brands. This drastic measure, ominously referred to as fleet transformation, represents Gap Incorporated's desperate attempt to navigate the stormy market conditions and meet the surging demand for online shopping. Unfortunately, this decision translates into a significant reduction in retail options throughout the region, with the number of stores dwindling from 1,216 in 2019 to a mere 870. Number 6. Tuesday Morning. Get ready for a heartbreaking end to the world of home goods, as all 487 Tuesday Morning stores are set to permanently close their doors. The news has sent shockwaves through customers and employees alike, and what makes this news even more distressing is that initially the company had planned to shut down only a portion of their stores during bankruptcy proceedings. The troubles for Tuesday Morning began earlier this year when they had to file for bankruptcy protection in a desperate attempt to salvage their struggling business. Unfortunately, their journey has been plagued by hardship. The store closures forced by the pandemic in 2020 severely impacted their operations, and now, with reduced consumer spending and high interest rates, the company finds itself caught in an inescapable cycle of bankruptcy. Number 5. The Real Real. The prominent resale company that once commanded the fashion world's attention is now caught in a deepening profitability crisis, sending shockwaves throughout the industry. Despite an impressive 12-year tenure and 4 years as a publicly traded entity, The Real Real is facing an uphill battle. Their recent cost-cutting measures, which involved closing flagship and additional stores, have only added to the bleak outlook. Unfortunately, these desperate actions resulted in the unfortunate elimination of 230 jobs, yet failed to steer the company towards profitability. As if the financial financial woes weren't enough, The Real has suffered a devastating blow in the stock market. The value of their stock has plummeted a staggering 80% in just 1 year, leaving investors shaken and confidence shattered. Former employees have also come forward, shedding light on a chaotic and disorganized working environment that emerged following the company's initial public offering. To compound the troubles, The Real continues to report astounding losses with a staggering $47 million in the red each quarter. This dire situation paints a gloomy picture for a once promising fashion contender, further underscoring the challenges they face in reclaiming their former glory. Number 4. Macy's. In a shocking announcement, Macy's has dealt a heavy blow to investors and shoppers alike by slashing its annual sales and profit forecasts. Macy's 2023 sales forecast has been dramatically downgraded, now ranging between $22.8 billion and $23.2 billion, falling significantly short of the initial projection of $23.7 billion to $24.2 billion. Furthermore, the adjusted full-year profit per share is expected to plummet to a range of $2.70 to $3.20, a stark contrast to the previously anticipated $3.67 to $4.11 per share. The culprit behind this unexpected downturn is the rampant inflation, which has triggered a distressing slowdown in consumer demand. Macy's plans to attract customers with discounts and promotions have been shattered by this harsh reality, leaving the company scrambling to find a way forward. To navigate through the storm, Macy's is taking a series of drastic measures. They have made the painful decision to close down 125 stores, an unprecedented move that highlights the severity of the situation. Alongside these store closures, significant job cuts are on the horizon as the company tightens its belt in a fight for survival. Macy's CEO Jeff Gennett has confirmed these sobering changes, signaling a significant shift in the company's strategy. Number 3. Rite Aid. The once nation's leading drugstore is now facing a deep profitability crisis as the company's latest financial report revealed a staggering quarterly loss of $241 million. The challenges that lie ahead for Rite Aid are no easy task. The company has been hit hard by revenue losses resulting from store closures, leaving them in a state of devastation. Moreover, the decline in sales of COVID-19 vaccines and testing has further crippled their financial standing. And to make matters worse, they face fierce competition from pharmacy giants like Walgreens, CVS Health, and Walmart, creating an uphill battle for Rite Aid at every turn. Unfortunately, the outlook for Rite Aid's future isn't any brighter. Their fiscal 2024 guidance paints a bleak picture, projecting a net loss ranging from an astonishing $439 million to $466 million for the upcoming fiscal year. It's a bitter pill to swallow for a company that is desperately trying to regain its strength and carve out a place in the fiercely competitive pharmacy market. Number 2. Best Buy. This once mighty electronics giant has been thrust into a turbulent whirlwind of challenges that has been threatening its very existence for months. Best Buy, the former haven of innovation and consumer electronics, now stands at the edge of uncertainty, grappling with a quarter that defies all expectations and plunges the company into an unfathomable state of financial turmoil. The troubles for Best Buy run deep, with dwindling inventory levels and a pressing need for drastic store renovations, pushing the company to its limits. In a last-ditch effort to survive, Best Buy has been compelled to shut down a significant number of their iconic large-format stores. It's a devastating retreat, a painful admission that the old ways no longer sustain the company. Yet the toll of this dramatic transformation is not solely emotional, it's financial as well. Best Buy now bears the weight of mounting restructuring expenses, surpassing a staggering total of $86 million. It's an exorbitant price to pay for a company that fights tooth and nail to regain its footing in a market that is evolving at breakneck speed. Number 1. Walmart. The retail giant is grappling with a string of setbacks and challenges that cast a shadow over the company's future. In a move that reflects their poor performance, Walmart has announced the closure of 20 underperforming stores and its remaining pickup-only concepts across multiple states. The hurdles facing Walmart are daunting. Store aisles are cluttered with unwanted inventory. Their ambitious e-commerce ventures have fallen short, and healthcare initiatives are facing significant obstacles. The company's online presence has suffered a decline in average daily visits, indicating a struggle to keep up in the digital realm. To make matters worse, major competitors like Amazon are making great strides in healthcare, leaving Walmart with an uphill battle to establish a position in the industry. And the departure of Dr. Cheryl Pegus, Walmart's Executive Vice President for Health and Wellness, adds another layer of complexity. To overcome these challenges, Walmart must expand its clinic presence and address operational issues within its healthcare services. The truth is, Walmart finds itself in a precarious position as it tries to navigate an unpredictable landscape and revitalize its e-commerce, healthcare, and banking plans amid mounting difficulties. In the ever-changing world of retail, brick-and-mortar stores are caught in a whirlwind of adversity. The unstoppable rise of e-commerce and shifting consumer preferences have posed a formidable challenge, pushing these traditional retailers to find ways to regain their relevance and revive their struggling businesses.